What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers, where we talk all things sports. In today's video, we're going to do a start bench cut, a different thing than what we usually do. Obviously, it's the NFL offseason. Part 2 of this video will be coming out on Monday as well. So, obviously, we will be putting these teams into Madden and seeing how far these two teams will go, or these three teams will go in the playoffs and whatnot, and see who has the better record at the end. Let me know before we start your predictions for that team as well. Let's just hop right into the video. I can't wait to get this started. Let's just start off with it. Okay, so for you guys who are unfamiliar with this how this works is that we will be given three chances to spin the wheel, and then we will choose between that team's position player, that starting running back, for example, or that starting quarterback, for example. First up, we will do the quarterback, then the running back, then the two wide receivers, and then the tight end, going on to the offensive line, the defense, and then the head coach. And then at the end, we'll go over all the teams as well. So let's hop right into the video with our first wheel spin of the day. Starting off with the quarterback wheel spin. It is going to be none other than the Dak Prescott as one of the quarterbacks we can take. Not a bad wheel spin again. Let's go ahead and do the second wheel spin. I'm not sure how I feel about Dak Prescott being our starting quarterback. Up next is Daniel Jones. That's not that bad either. So two NFC East quarterbacks. We'll go ahead and do the last wheel spin. Hopefully it's a good quarterback, somebody like Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, but we will see. It is going to be Marcus Mariota. Obviously not a great wheel spin for a quarterback. I think I will have Dak as the starter. Dak starting, Daniel Jones bench, and Mariota on the cut team as well. Next wheel spin. Moving on to the running backs part of the wheel spin. We'll see who our first running back of the day is. It is going to be none other than let's go ahead and start off with the next wheel spin. And it is going to be who is it going to be? Oh, it was almost King Henry, but it is going to be Leonard Fournette. So two NFC South teams, Leonard Fournette, and it is none other than Cordero Patterson as well. Our final wheel spin for the running backs, we are going to see who it is possibly going to be, and let's go ahead and look. It's Cordero Patterson again. We're going to go ahead and spin the wheel once more. Let's go ahead and spin it. It is going to be Devontae Foreman. Wow, so three NFC South running backs. You cannot make this up. Cordero Patterson, Devontae Foreman, and Leonard Fournette. I think I'm going to go Devontae Foreman first, Cordero Patterson on the bench, and then Leonard Fournette on the cut team as well. Let's go ahead, write that down. Moving on to the tight end section. Now, this one is going to be tricky. We'll go ahead and do the tight ends, then the wide receivers. Let's go ahead and start off with the tight end. Our first tight end of the day, it is going to be none other than the Josiah DeGuara. I have no idea who that is, but he is the starting tight end for the Green Bay Packers. Let's go ahead on to the next one. We're spinning the wheel, and it is going to be the Noah Fant. He's not that bad. Noah Fant is not that bad either. So far, we've got Noah Fant and the Packers tight end. Our final wheel spin, please be someone like Travis Kelce. Let's see who it is. It was almost George Kittle. It is David Njoku. That's not that bad. So we got the Packers tight end, Noah Fant, and then David Njoku. I'm going to go ahead and put Noah Fant starting, David Njoku on the bench, and then the Packers tight end on the cut team. Let's go ahead and we'll update that as well. Moving on to our receiver core. So this one is going to be a little different. We're going to have two wide receivers per each team. So 6 total wheel spins. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. So our first wide receiver is going to be, we're spinning the wheel. It is going to be none other than Justin Jefferson. What a start. I'm going to go ahead and say Justin Jefferson is going to be number 1 on the wide receiver. Let me know if you think different, but I believe he is number 1. Our second wide receiver is going to be Garrett Wilson. That's not that bad either. He just recently won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson are our first two options. Moving on to our Next two receivers, we are going to see who they are. It is going to be none other than, who's it going to be? Let's see. Kenny Galladay. That's not that bad of a person, I believe. So we'll go ahead and spin the next wheel. Sorry about that. I had to look him up. I didn't know who it was. Next one, it is going to be the... Oh, it was almost Devo. Cleveland Browns, Amari Cooper is the second one as well. So the two wide receivers, Kenny Galladay and Amari Cooper, that's going to be somewhat decent as well. Let's go ahead and put that on the menu. Moving on to our final two receivers, we'll go ahead and see who these people are. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. It is going to be Scary Terry. That's not that bad. So we got Terry McLaurin as well. Our next duo on the receiving core, it is going to be none other than the... Who's that? The Bengals, Jamar Chase. So Terry McLaurin and Jamar Chase are going to be the next two. That is going to be tough to beat Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson. But I think I'm going to go Scary Terry and Jamar Chase as our 1 and 2. Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson as our bench. And then Kenny Galladay and Amari Cooper as our cut teams wide receivers. Let's go ahead and put those on the menu as well. So far our teams aren't looking that bad. They're almost filled up. So we got 3 more spots. Offensive line, defense, and head coach. We'll go ahead and do the offensive line. So our offensive lines are going to be between the first wheel spin of the day. It is the Chargers O-line. That's not that bad of an offensive line as well. Our next one, it is none other than the Saints offensive line. They didn't do that good of a job at protecting Andy Dalton this year as well. So we'll go ahead and give it another one. So far, we got the Saints and we got the Seahawks offensive line as well. So Seahawks and Saints as well. I forgot who the other one is. I'll obviously put it down as well. Let's go ahead and put those on the menu as well. Those will be a surprise, as we'll see in the next clip. So for the offensive line, I had the Chargers starting, the Seahawks on the bench, and then the Saints on the cut team. Let's go ahead and choose our defense. The first defensive wheel spin team, it is going to be the... Whose defense is it going to be? Please be somebody good. The Chicago Bears defense. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the cut team. They were absolutely terrible this year. We'll go ahead and put them on the cut team as well. Let's go ahead and start off with the next defense, which is the Vikings defense. That is not that bad either. So far, 2 NFC North, the Bears and the Vikings. Who is the last one going to be? It is going to be the Cowboys defense. That is amazing. What a great rescue here. So I'm going to say Cowboys defense on the start, Vikings on the bench, and the Bears on the cut. We'll go ahead and implement that onto the teams as well. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So the teams are almost filled, and moving on to the last and final spot, which is going to decide who our head coaching is for all 3 of the teams. Our first wheel spin is going to be none other than Brian Daboll. That's not that bad of a head coach. We'll go ahead and spin the next one. I love the Brian Daboll choice. He might be my starting head coach. We'll see if somebody better is going to be there. Cliff Kingsbury is probably going to be on the cut team, but we'll see who our final wheel spin is going to be. Cliff Kingsbury and Brian Daboll so far. Who's the next one? It is the Steve Wilkes or Matt Rule, I guess you would say. He's probably going to be in Madden. We'll go ahead and put Matt Rule on the cut team. My Panthers head coach, but he was terrible. Matt Rule on the cut team. We'll go ahead and say Cliff Kingsbury on the bench, and then we have the... Who was the first one? Daboll was the first one. So Brian Daboll on the start. On the bench, it is... Moving on, we have our final rosters right here. I'm going to read to you who the final rosters are on the team. So let's go ahead and read them. So, and then, obviously, on Monday, we will implement these videos into Madden. Obviously, Friday is our NBA picks. So we'll go ahead and write down these teams as well. Let's go ahead and go over them. Our start team, as our quarterback, Dak Prescott. Our running back is Devontae Foreman. Wide receiver 1, Scary Terry, Jamar Chase, wide receiver 2. Noah Fant as our tight end. The Chargers offensive line as our offensive line. The defense, it is the Cowboys. Our head coach is Brian Daboll, and that is the start team for you right there. Our bench team, Daniel Jones as our quarterback, Cordero Patterson as our running back, Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, Garrett Wilson, David Njoku as our tight end. Offensive line is the Seahawks, defense is the Vikings, and our head coach is Cliff Kingsbury. Not bad of a bench team as well. Moving on to our cut team, we have Marcus Mariota as our quarterback, Leonard Fournette as our running back, wide receiver 1 is Kenny Golladay, wide receiver 2 is Amari Cooper, Packers tight end as our tight end, the Saints offensive line, the Bears defense, and the head coach is Matt Rule. Those are our 3 teams, but let me know what you think about them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you guys want to stay up to date on all the latest sports information. Obviously, on Monday, again, we will go ahead and put these teams into Madden and see how far they came in the playoffs and in the season. Let me know in the comments who you think is the better overall team. Should I have picked Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson as our wide receiver 1 and 2? Let me know in the comments about all that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm super hyped to get these teams implemented into Madden. Obviously, it's the off-season. We might start a franchise for the off-season as well, just to get us something to do until baseball season starts. Then we will go ahead and talk about baseball as well. But let me know in the comments what we should do for the NFL offseason. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.